Halloween and the Day of the Dead are celebrated during the sign of Scorpio, and for good reason. Scorpio is one of the deepest signs in astrology and has been associated with various morbid, transformative, and sexual themes throughout the ages. Like the season of fall, the scorpion is symbolically associated with disintegration and the process of breaking down. The dissolving component is due, in part, to the fact that all scorpions are poisonous. Look no further than the symbol for poison, the skull and crossbones. Some species have venom strong enough to kill humans and are widely feared. Appropriately, the word for scorpion in some languages translates to oppression, backbiter, and even war. Scorpions are built for battle, which makes its classic correspondence with Mars, the planet of war, more than fitting. With war, along with life itself, comes death. At its core, Halloween is an acknowledgement of death and the mysteries that follow. In fact, Scorpio is referred to as the gate of the great mystery. I believe this is a reference to the fact that the sign exists where the path of the sun intersects with the Milky Way. And interestingly enough, the center of our galaxy is just behind Scorpio. This is likely what's being referenced when various traditions make mention of a mother scorpion or scorpion goddess greeting the souls of the dead in the afterlife. It makes sense then that messages and gifts for ancestral spirits are best received around this time of year, under the scorpion's influence. Leaving offerings for the dead is ancient, and in a way is similar to giving children, who are often dressed like tricksters, ghosts, and the deceased, candy on Halloween. A half-hearted treat, or no treat at all, may leave visitors unsettled, and tricks could ensue. As the holiday implies, it's after dark when the mischievous and the mystical unfolds. This is when the mysteries are fully embraced, and the spirit realm is thought to be closest. Fittingly, scorpions are nocturnal creatures, and thrive in the dark. Skeletons are common decorations this time of year, which speaks to Scorpio's themes of decomposition, and the fact that our bones are the last to decay after death. In some cultures, the bones of loved ones are collected and used as a means to communicate with the departed. The infamous death card is ruled by Scorpio and is the only skeleton featured in classic decks. One tradition suggests that death never be referred to by name, and the card is often printed without one. Death is often shown with a scythe in a field of severed heads and limbs. This is a reference to the never-ending harvest of souls on Earth that corresponds with fall, the season of harvest. It's during this harvest we pick pumpkins, carve them into severed heads, and give them life with a flame, but only for a night. Without the seasonal changes of fall, there would be no abundance in spring. The same way the sun sets, so it can return once again. Life and death are not only reminders of each other, but gates to each other as well. And the more you study the two, the blurrier the line becomes. In a lot of ways, Halloween is a celebration of blurred lines. It exists at the symbolic crossroads between fantasy and reality, the sacred and the profane, the living and the dead. It's a time of year where gateways open